You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
We look for the news with the around. Log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staffs them everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Voices down. Credibility, now we ability. News, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. The count on we, the count on we anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. Human them, girl begin the security power. We can call on me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. Go down the slums to get the views. Voices down. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. The count on we, the count on we anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl begin, let's get the power. We can call on me, count on me anyhow. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism.
afternoon and welcome to another inspiring edition of Liberty Sports live na Liberty Online Television. Now we Facebook, YouTube and all the other social media handles where you watch me from. Now so I want to welcome you to the last edition of Liberty Sports inside the month of October, and this program probably sponsored by Orange Salon. Inside the studio today, as we take our attention back to the initiative way they want to put young people in at the center of football development. As the Ministry of Sports and the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary School, they organize a tournament for young junior secondary school pupils them, where they prepare them for the under 15 game we get for happen next year. So for help we discuss on all of the entire, so today I get with me at the studio the director of sports now the Ministry of Sports, Arun Koji. Good afternoon and welcome to us Liberty Sports.
Good afternoon and welcome.
Okay, and also I get with me Mohamed Barowi, the acting general secretary for the Sierra Leone Football Association. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome to Liberty Sports.
It's a pleasure being here.
Well, family, the Mona Sef can add on a voice by way on a send on a text message to the number 074 200 545, or you can also send your message now with Facebook, YouTube, and all the other social media handles them. So we will start with Mr. Koji. So the Under 15 initiative don't be described as a major step forward grassroots football revival. How significant this moment be for Salone sporting landscape?
Very good afternoon and very good afternoon to the viewers. Significant, if you look at the magnitude of what that can happen, significant now, an understatement. I would say it's more than important for we grassroots talents and for be developed. And for looking to the whole project is a talent identification program. You know, you identify the athletes and when they're young. Again, we can always again this phrase say you catch them when they're young. So again, the probability for let you continue for play sports where you start them at a very young age is greater. You know, so that's the initiative. You know, catch them when they're young so that they grow up with it. And in doing so, you know, we use also football and sports for retain the picking in our school, you know, because they get something for look forward to. You know, don't forget the past 20 years or so during the war, you know, the picking suffer too much. You know, so this project's now one other project where they put smile on their face and we go keep them busy. We're gonna make them take their attention off devices the way they happen in our society at the moment.
Okay, sir, so what inspired this collaboration between the SLFA and UNA Ministry? How this idea also originates?
Well, the General Secretary could deliberate on the origin of the genesis of the idea. I think it was born through His Excellency meeting the President of FIFA at the UN Congress, and then that discussion was further was continued when the President of SLAFA again met with the President of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, in Kinshasa a couple of weeks ago. No, I think that gave birth to this idea. But don't forget, this school sports idea and idea we been on day, but it was lying dormant until the vision of the now President Babadi Kamara take up office. And when he take up office, they say and say, you know, for let we get continuity in our sports, for let we sports breed talent, and for let find talent, then we're significant to the sports. We can go back to the schools, we can go back to grassroots. So that is where this is why the program is starting from the schools.
So you share with me details on how the Ministry of Sports they support the logistics, funding, and the coordination of the competition nationwide.
Are they in the position for share with you how the ministry they collaborate with, obviously SLAFA and then with the MBSSC? But if you talk about the funding, I will let Mr. Engineer Benson Bauer throw light on that. Yes, so how the ministry they fit into all of this. Of course, we know say the Ministry of Sports now we know the sports business. We have the mandate to make sure sport plays in Sierra Leone. So with that in mind, if you look at the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Schools, then instead of getting your mandate for do the school sports and then get the school picking them. If you look at the SLAFA side, not the technicians them. So this is a tripartite relationship. We're highly coordinated, forget the kind result we go shock people in this country. And I can tell you now this project is here to last. Because there are other layers them, to this project. But the ministry, they coordinate and they collaborate with the other line ministry when MBSS and the technical, the one that we get the technical expertise. Because if then two aspects are so missing, the whole project is void. So this is why the ministry TNAP say we for collaborate and work together for able to achieve the goal.
Yeah, okay, coming back to Benson. Okay, I asked Mr. Koji question just now about logistics, funding, and he's saying that you are supposed to ask this question. So I don't know if you're going to educate the audience about this.
Yeah, for sure. This is an initiative of FIFA, and the project itself, it's a two-in-one project. You get one aspect we get for do it, what we call the Football for Schools project. And these aspects, basically, they provide logistics in terms of making equipment available to the kids. And the most important equipment after the playing facility itself in football. So FIFA is going to provide the football to the kids. And we also don't get an avenue, also don't, empower PhD teachers through a program called Training of Trainers. And those trainers who have been trained go in turn train other PhD teachers will be drawn across this country. The other aspect, therefore, do with the plane itself, when a CAF they handle them, because the viewers could recall that SLAFA get 3 international partners: FIFA, CAF, and WAFU. So FIFA, they deal with the Football for Schools project. CAF, they deal with the African Schools Championship, when at the competition itself. Yeah, so speaking on the initiative, like Mr. Koji mentioned, this is not a project we be done there in the periphery of football and SLAFA in particular. But we all know that we have a new president, and the way he take over through a new vision. And again, I have to emphasize this: football, governance in any country is run on the vision of the president. So the vision of SLAFA president, Nine Football, they run on, supported by his executive committee, because his vision is not embraced and approved by the executive committee. There's no way we as secretaries go able for roll and out. So he thought and fitted now. If we have such a project and there is an opportunity of playing World Cup qualifiers every year for under 17 categories, it's an opportunity for us for able bring through young players, so that when they arrive at that level, they should be proper, fit and proper for play under 17, and give an opportunity for qualify to such a major event again, because Salo don't qualify for under 17 only once in 2002. It's not many years ago. I don't know how old you were at the time, but it's been a long time. So we take up office, engage the supervising ministry, with the Ministry of Sports, with the director of that particular ministry there in sports now, Mr. Koji, is there. I had a meeting with them. And then we engage the ministry, they deal with the school picking them, when I Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education. And that tripartite engagement take we to the vice president of the Republic, Dr. Jules Jallo. We had a session with him, and from there, they established what we call the National Steering Committee. The National Steering Committee is the first of its kind in this country. First time for the government put together a structure for look at school sports is the first time. And that committee, they comprise of the vice president himself, going a chair of that committee, the Minister of Sport, Minister of Finance, Minister of Education, Minister of Internal Affairs, the IGP of Police, because at the end of the day, we need all of these players. And of course, the president of SLAFA, a member of that committee there. So, of course, government is at the center of it all. Because not less a person, but the President of the Republic, HE Brigadier Retired Julius Maada, they get an engagement with the FIFA president, like Mr. Koji mentioned, on the side of the UN summit. We'll side and get fruitful discussions on how FIFA and government of Sierra Leone go partner for develop football in this country. One key aspect to them discuss get for do with school sports. You know, so following that for sure, the president, as usual, engage the presidents of SLAFA, you know, and before that or in between that, the presidents of SLAFA also be meet with the presidents of FIFA. Who side then gets a discussion, and that discussion they be centered also around waiting Infantino be done discuss with President Bill. So then they just reaffirm everything. So on returning back to Sierra Leone, the president of SLAFA, you know, put the machine into wheel for ensure that we're able for start this process here. So that is how this tripartite arrangement came about. So, I mean, to answer your question on logistics, I don't go take our local on Kalande. For sure, the logistics could be provided by FIFA, CAF, and the government of Sierra Leone, because at the end of the day, the school infrastructure they use is owned by the government of Sierra Leone. You understand? The structure what they ride on is a property of the government of Sierra Leone through the Ministry of Education, and the Ministry of Sports is providing the leadership in terms of supervisory role and ensuring that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed in terms of processes, regulations, and what have you. So, yes. In expanding on this further, I go say, or in concluding on this further, I go say, we have the Football for Schools project, which is how they distribute footballs to kids in this country. The target beneficiaries drawn from every chiefdom in this country. I don't know which chiefdom where you come from. Before I knew, I'll tell you the school where they give from the particular chiefdom. Every district, every region. 420 schools in total. Then they receive 20 balls, you know, each, you know, for ensure that they go back and practice. And at the end of the day, we'll go into the school's competition proper. They have an avenue for come and explore the raw talent, and we then get, in terms of the competition proper, we are doing a pilot phase. We'll see how they get 8 schools per region. Yeah, there's 8 schools from the Western region, 8 in the South, East, Northwest, and Western region. So then they play and we'll get a qualifier, and then eventually with the next academic year begin, we'll see how we'll go full blown. But we are doing the pilot phase, so that's we'll able to get the data from the pilots, review on the study, and come out with a workable, you know, solution in terms of how we're able to take school football forward. But that's what this project is all about, and this project is here to stay, because if you have a national steering committee being chaired by the vice president, and with the president, Maada be watching, because you know, only will follow and go on, we don't go talk to Infantino, say, okay, I'll do X, Y, and Z. For sure, we're bound to succeed.
So, what to make this particular under 15 project different from other grassroots football programs them where the SLFA organize?
This is specifically different because it's opening the pool. Like you likely puts, as I speak now, the Talent Development League for under 18 and under 15, the finals are ongoing at the Football Academy na Kington. So yes, we have been undertaking other grassroots programs like you rightly put, but this is peculiar in the sense it's now not only targeting, because again, somebody going for say, but my school league is school league, so you cannot say this one is peculiar. It's peculiar because it's targeting specific age brackets. Over the years, all the play school league, okay, we know they target specific age brackets, even though we know say them between maybe 13 to 17 or 18, and they kid in a high school and play school league. But this is what we're targeting under 15. So which means
Junior secondary.
exactly so. So it's very much different. It's different also from the aspect that there are much more players involved. The Ministry of Sports is involved. The Ministry of Education is involved. SLAFA is involved, and of course the President of the Republic itself, is involved. So that's what makes it really different. Because at the end of the day, it's a project we believe we're able to change the narrative of football in this country in particular. The other aspect we also make them peculiar now that kids scouted from this competition will get an opportunity, for be coached and trained in our respective centers of excellence where SLAFA they establish, and the respective regions through with technical officers who will be first team coaches in those regions. And apart from that, under the talent development scheme project, we also get an opportunity we own academy, so go host athletes and take care of them, and then play football and go to school at the same time. Also, I will able to get them from Liberty Studio? No, I will get them from the field, so which is why this is really important.
So you will work with all this competition before start from the district level to the national level?
Yeah, so at the moment, we are looking at the launch of the whole process first. The idea was to have it launched on Monday by the President of the Republic. And whilst we're working towards that, another program was slated for Wednesday. Also, the President for meets with the women's national team. We bring the Wafu Trophy home after 35 years wait for the Salon win trophy. The U17 girls we also win in the last 3 weeks Wafu Championship. So that's a back-to-back championship winner, courtesy of the investment again done by these very governments, through President Bill, who then launched the Women's Football Premier League in 2003. So the results of that league, the 9 would see through then stuff then they. And the president is also going to meet with other sporting disciplines who don't bring laurels in this country outside football. So that program did happen on Wednesday. So based on that now, the special launch will be for the Football for Schools project is now going to be combined with the Wednesday project and launched at the same time. So that will happen on Wednesday. When they happen on Wednesday, we'll come back to the public and the schools in particular for say yes, this pilot phase will commence this period. So as I speak here now, we have not got a definite date where the pilot phase will commence, but after this launch and the engagement with the national steering committee, we'll come out with a definite date. But in terms of how the football for play, how it was planned out, that arrangements have already been done and the schools have been informed. The process is such that we get 8 schools per region. So, for example, in Kailan, we have Methodist Secondary School, Kailan, and for playing the competition. We have KSS, the KSS in Kono, the KSS in Kenima, you can have Bo, you have Bo School, you have CKC, you have Milton, Bo Commercial, you have St. Andrews, you have St. Michael, you have St. Tina. This is for southern region. If you come to the west, you have 8 schools as well, the likes of the Prince of Wales, the Edwards. They all take part in that competition. And the good news is that we're not only going to target the boys only, we also get an avenue for the girls, because we don't so una the woman they don't begin to do for in this country. We have to do much more for ensure that we empower in football.
So in choosing picking them from the school year, so how una don't ensure say it be done fairly without any bias?
Well, that one now is left with the school authorities. But what we have done is that we don't really do due diligence in terms of selecting the number of schools for benefit. And the schools that the benefit, we look at the list. It really is say these are schools who get history of sports. You understand? And these are renowned schools who they currently do also in this current dispensation. Yeah. So how they choose and picking them for play is now left with the school authorities, the PE teachers, train the picking and get the best of kids. Then they represent then schools. So after the regional phase, we get the national phase, which is also not really very new, because at the end of the day, if you go some 10, 20 years back, we get what we call schools national. You know, after the school leagues, they get the best of athletes and they come out from all the regions and for play schools national winner per region. Yeah, so it's going to be a picture of that nature. Usai, the respective qualifiers from the respective regions will also gather under one roof. It could be in Freetown, it could be in Bo, it could be in McKinney, based on what we see to be fit and proper. Then gather there for play for determining the national champion.
So let me go to SLFA. You go please update the public about the Safe Stadium project then they organize right now Nabo recently.
Yes. The Safe Stadium initiative, now an initiative we get for do with ensuring that sports venues are safe, particularly. If you do follow news, I think yesterday or 2 days ago we had an issue at the ASPA competition side and knocked exactly so that particular training day is geared towards ensuring that when it comes to these competitions, the stadiums are safe for the three players. What are the three players? The players themselves, the match officials, and the spectators. Those are the three players always when it comes to stadium environment. So yes, na CAF, na sent two experts them precisely, and that training they happen Abu, and it would draw participants from all over the country for ensure that they train, and then they'll go back to their respective clubs, their respective districts, their respective regions, and provide our expertise with USAID football matches, and they play for ensure that we stadium them safe for the players, for officials, and for spectators.
Okay, so a lot of people, you already don't say boku boku to because a lot of people in the comments say how this they are so get for possible now the provinces comparing and transportation, how they get for come on a day, then get for play, how he get for be like for picking the way in the provinces.
Yeah, so now then they play now the provinces. In Bo, for example, in southern region, for example, you have Bo. You have Pujan, you have Bonf, you have Moyamba. So from Bonf, we have Saint Sinia, and from Moyamba, we have Saint Michael's. So then schools and they get for play for sure. In terms of the logistics and transportation, is something that we make provisions for and ensure that they will play in a safe environment, travel safely, and play safely. In Kono, there are two schools. So in Kono, the two schools they play themselves, and then one go qualify. And then Kailan, one school from Kailan, then they play in Kenima. But provision will be made for their transportation. And then eventually we'll play the semi-finals and the finals for the region. And then when it comes to the national championship, we again provide safe transportation for those athletes for Kamna, the center, Usai, with the place. So yes, provision will be made for that, and we'll ensure that it is very safe for the kids.
So beyond identifying them player there, waiting at the mechanism they will not put in place for monitor and nurture the talent here after the tournament done.
Okay, so I don't speak to this in passing, but I'll speak to her now in detail. Abiso gets a platform we call the TDS, Talent Development Scheme. Talent Development Scheme is an initiative of FIFA headed by one of the most renowned coaches in the world, Arsene Wenger. Wow. And they head that project. So we don't start the process and I give birth to the Talent Development League. We'll start this season. We come to an end so today for the 2024-2025 season. The under 18 and under 15. So outside this, they take we to eventually this project is to get us a resident coach with FIFA go GUI, and that resident coach now go look after that football academy where Slafa go operate. The question is, how Slafa go operate this football academy? Already at the football headquarters and football technical center, Nakintom, we get 20-bedroom hostels. So we'll scout them athletes from all around the country, the very best at that age category. Don't forget, I don't mention, say, from this season onwards or this year onwards, every year, World Cup under 17 get for the play. Because FIFA want to ensure that all the talented kids not miss out on the World Cup. Because for some picking them, if you get for play every 2 years, by the time they play a year today. This is 2025. It can 2027. It don't pass. But if you play every year, everybody get opportunity for play. The one they wanna be 15 last year. They can meet this year 2016. They're able for play. So then, having identified those athletes, first I say, would they get regional centers of excellence? We from those regional centers of excellence to get the very best again from those regional centers of excellence and bring them to the national center of excellence. From the national center of excellence, the coaches will now get easy way for get the under 15 team from there and get the under 17 team from there. Because they get for the train on daily basis. We not get to your own school with the create, we say they go school on normal basis. But Kingdom is a place that is blessed with very good schools. You have Prince of Wales, you have Edwards, you have Government Kingdom. So that school they go to provide with the opportunity for ensure that the kids can stay in Slafa by that time they reach, and also get the opportunity for go school na Edwards, na Prince of Wales, as the case may be, we'll go make that arrangement to the school set.
Okay, so coming to you, Mr. Koji. So we know say football not to just a place for a tournament. We know say football not to just a sport, but also na a tool where they promote peace, discipline, and community unity among people. So how this competition get for work around among communities and schools and people then?
You don't answer it. You don't ask the question, you don't answer. So I'm not getting nothing for say again. But honestly, just before I answer that question, what do you mean they happen at Salon in the past? Like they can say, they plant cassava and you have to harvest rice. That is not possible. I just want to throw light very quickly on what my brother they say before I come back to your question. Just to reiterate the importance of this project. Yeah. So again, like I said, they plant cassava and you hope for harvest rice. What this Fit for Schools program is gonna also do is gonna make sure that the right people and we require the right services for develop that pathway they actually reach to them. That's what it's going to be about. Now again to your question, it was what's within with the
We know say football as something they carry unity, community development,
and unity, the unity side of it. If I can throw light a little bit on that, I'm sure you've been there a couple of years ago. You've been there for it always salon qualify for the Nations Cup. Yes, when they come out Guinea for camp. Was it Guinea or Liberia? Guinea. Who they come in from Liberia? That kind turnout we'll see in the street. No sport. No get the power for pull that kind crowd in the street. Not even politics. Yes, go pull that kind crowd. And this was drawn from right across. Mende, Timini, Limba,
Muslim,
APC, SLPP,
Christian,
Muslim, Christian, Buddha. Everybody was on the street to support Sierra Leone, the homecoming after qualifying for the Nations Cup. This speaks volume. That gratification they say for you to get out of, what you do. Money cannot buy it. Again, if you come to the community level, that is at national level. In fact, right from the borders of Guinea, the streets were lined up. Take on to Frito. Me, I remember the traffic catch me na Shell, and Ukelmidi. I was not able to get home till close to midnight. That tells you the amount of people that were outside jubilating for Sierra Leone because we qualified. That's at national level. If you go to community levels now, I can tell you, we see the impact we spot together. And then the obviously you agree with me. Say the community leagues they pop up now from everywhere. Yeah. And within that they don't reduce young people and where they stay the streets for just we don't get nothing for do, then get a tendency for get into trouble. But now say at every community one side you must know you're able to community league. So again, this they bring the community come together, and also within this they do, they take the young people off the streets and give them something for focus on, which is football. Me I don't think say if football not been there at this wall, how people them for really continue for get social activities them, and something them we go bring and come together. We all know if I can go international with this unity thing we talk about now, is Jamaica had serious issues in the country for a very long time. The late Bob Marley used football for unite the two parties them and bring them together. Away from that, and it's lasting peace. So really and truly, the power of football cannot be underestimated in anything that we do in our life. So again, we don't see how we young people they into substance abuse, i.e. the kush, and other substances. Them. I can tell you now, say in every community now where you get this community leagues, they go on and stuff like that, and they take them away from what them they do. At least say between 4:30 to 6:30, I they go watch football, and these are the times when them boy so been engaged in then substance abuse there so. So again, what's not happen? Football don't take their minds off. Football don't engage them. And we look at it also with the schools as well. Me, I remember then not to my own school happen, and no disrespect to the other school them, but we been against young people them where they go to school just because school league day, or then they play. Yes, yes. So anytime we school league they can here, if you mean they go school league they stay, they do this, well, as long as they say school league they come, you start to see increase in young people going to school. Why? Again, football. So the impact of football we communities and we country as a whole is enormous.
So you know think say this team when they go to school and go distract them here.
Distraction, they're far away from it. I mean, if you look at the statistics, research don't show say sports, the only thing they go hand in hand with sports, not academic work, or the only two they go hand in hand with academic work, not sports. What's in sport they do? Sport they teach you discipline. Sports they teach you teamwork. Sports they teach you love. So if you put all things in there together, actually, sports they actually accelerates education.
So, Mr. Koji, how this program will contribute to long-term vision of Salone becoming more competitive in continental football?
I like this question, man. This project, maybe this is something that you're not aware of. Maybe you are. Just because football don't begin play at every level, from the senior, junior level, and this is not the very first time again where Sierra Leone don't qualify for Nations Cup under 19. We went under 20. We went to Egypt and we did really really well in Egypt. Now guess what's gonna happen? From Sierra Leone, out of this competition we will take part in. The captain of the under 20 team, Momo, has now been nominated for Africa Young Player. So if we didn't have this, we would know that there's, and I tell you, this talent identification program with schools, football for schools, is going to unearth momos. I can tell you that for sure.
So finally, waiting at the message where you get for local authorities, school sports coordinators, and communities about and supporting the national initiative.
Well, with all that we don't say, I don't think they can say wrong side not upon this. It's a win-win situation for Sierra Leone. Waiting sports and football don't do, specifically for improve people in lives. I can tell you, I can also give you this data. Yeah, sports. If you look at the big five game changers that we President Bill come with, it talk about providing jobs. Yeah, you can quote me on this. Yeah, and I get a records for sure that sports don't provide more jobs for any other institution or industry in this country, be it part-time or full-time. Yeah, because if you do one competition no more, yeah, the amount of jobs where they create for referees, the ball boys, even in small, but the security forces, everybody they get, again, then they lead to the human capital development what they talk about. Now we look at within football in the past, not been time like how we do now. Now footballers are getting paid money. The one that they play for the national team, the national teams right across. we go play, you know, say a body you must get that you $1,000, $2,000. We go bring them home to your family, help them, you know, for do business, you know, and all of that. So again, it improved the human capital development. So football really, you know, like I say, it's a win-win situation if, not say if, when Salon embrace them, everybody's a winner. Everybody. I mean, you know, if we look at the health benefits of playing active football, you know, playing football, be it casual or active, again, that's you know, the benefits of that is countless, you know. So for me, Sierra Leone and beyond, I want for appeal to people and for embrace this program, you know, this project, because at the end of the day, just like as I say, the results or the outcome of waiting this project gets is so beneficial to this country. You look at health-wise, unity. You know, when was the last time you see people? Excuse me. When was the last time you see? Okay, Lana, when was the last time? The amount of time where, you know, the gates at which football don't unite people in this country, we have never seen it before. And this is why. Why is this happening? Because football, you know, the awareness on the increase. You know, before, you know, we you know, say picking and go, you know, the dynamics don't so much change that we come on at OCC, they go play football, we cannot beat and they beat you. You know, but now we gonna also come up play ball and say, oh, how the ball, continue. You go be the Musa Tombo, you go be the Mohamed Kalon. You know, so again, they benefits them, the expectation level that they grow every year. And this project actually supports it in that direction. So this is why it's very important for we embrace them.
So coming to you, Mr. Bawo, so how do you celebrate sets and special training camps or academics for groom player further?
Sorry?
So how the SLFA set up special training camps or academics for groom the young players there?
Yeah, so I'll be done basically stick to that. I'll be done talk of how we have been able to appoint what we call regional technical officers. The idea of having the regional technical officers now forget them for serve as the first team coaches of the respective regions. Now we have 7 artificial turf pitches when a Slafa gets in. So which means every region gets 1. Some region gets more than 1, but every region gets 1. So in those facilities, we expect we are working towards having those technical officers empowered with through the regions with resources for ensure that we're able to create an avenue which are the best of young kids at that particular region. They get access to quality training, student technical officers and so from those regional technical centers of excellence, we can be able to get the best kids. We go come na the SLAFA Academy, Talent Development Academy, where once we establish them. But then in the take process, it doesn't happen overnight. So we don't cross the first hurdle of having our first talent development league. For 2025, 2026, we'll play 1 more. Now, when we're done, we the rehabilitation of the hostels, and then would they apply to FIFA for get what we call a resident coach under the talent development scheme. That resident coach they can be resident and only they train now the athletes, he also they train other coaches within the respective regions for help. So then we'll do scouting, they will go training camps, you know, and what have you, and select the best of players, and we go kind of the SLAFA Academy will go be established under the FIFA talent development scheme.
So another plan for involve professional coaches, nutritionists, or sports psychologists them for guide the young player during the development.
Yeah, 100%. That is something we really trying to get big on. And for the first time in our history, I'm telling you this, we will get a workshop before this league season begin on match fixing, how match fixing education, because most times the athletes are not really knowledgeable of what they play around match fixing. Sometimes you could do things and subconsciously it could be interpreted or go give problem tomorrow if they accuse you of match fixing without knowing subconsciously. So what do I mean by this? For example, if me approach Mr. Koji, for example, as captain for Koji FC, who they play against Benson FC, I said, Mr. Koji, afterwards this match, you're not gonna know, there's nothing you are going to get out of it. You win, it has nothing to do with you. You lose, it has nothing to do with you. But for me, if I win, I'll go win the trophy. So please, when I go easy. Then Koji just brushed me off. Benson, I want my pride. I want to go and play and win. And eventually go play win. If tomorrow that match is reported for match fixing, even though he win, you understand? And then the reporter, it will be held culpable. Why? Because somebody will approach him for match fixing, never reporter. So failure for reports can find you guilty. So one for promoter education, they between and among with athletes and with officials and what have you like that well together. And we also get forget we anti-doping workshop for which I'd already contacted the anti-doping director through the directive of the president in this country, Mr. Dr. Compton. And every team in April will get a meeting with her on Monday where it on set. And following that meeting, they will set up a date for get an anti-doping workshop. So regarding the safety of the kids, also we get what we call the safeguarding of the kids, of the officials, of the players. We now also think and we don't develop a policy on. We now have a safeguarding officer, and we're working towards having all of the teams to have their safeguarding, well, first identify persons who serve as safeguarding officers and provide training opportunity for them for train. So these are all things we're really looking to go big on, because at the end of the day, if you want to develop a good and excellent athlete, you have to encompass everything. It's not just about going there and play the raw ladder. There are a lot more other things that will go develop the athlete holistically.
So, waiting at the measure I don't put in place to make sure so they're young players here, so they also stay very focused on their education.
So, you know, it's unfortunate that most times in Sierra Leone we have the mentality of saying, if the Peking go play ball, if you go do athletics, you know, go concentrate on education. Whilst in most developed countries, really, sports is used as motivation for education. Yeah. So if the Peking no say, if you know gets a grade A, for example, a grade B, and coach get for drop am from in team, what's it get for happen? If we go study very hard because I want to stay in the team. If I'm playing for my school team and the coach tell me say, look, if you never get this grade or better, you will not play my team. And I already begin on see myself in the limelight of wanting to play in the team because I know the good. For example, maybe I have a scholarship just because I play for the school team. I don't want to lose that scholarship. When I go to school, for example, my colleagues and they cramble over me. Yes, coach, this time I going at least I'm going for the. I want that to happen. So if you tell me, say, if you not do this, are they pulling at the team? I want to stay in the team. So that alone they motivates me. So these are things we wish to promote, not just through SLAFA. And that is why we're in strong collaboration, you know, with the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Sport, for ensure that we holistically get this approach for really change the dynamics and narrative of sports in this country.
So finally, Benson, how SLFA they monitor and evaluate the impact here of the under-15 competition for ensure say it achieve in actual goal?
So the one meaningful, how do I call it? Evaluation report we can get now results of the national teams. If them processes are getting right, believe me, if they see the result on the national teams. Yeah. I don't mention, the Women's League. We start 2023. You understand? The Liberia, the Gambia, Senegal, we never beat box to them for the women's game. But today it has changed. They also can say the same about the men's game because then I be beat box away, but now we don't beat box in the men's game. But again, from the youth categories, particularly with last under 20, that narrative they don't change. You understand? We're getting better. You get for go back 23 years. 23 years. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about that anyway. You ever go back 23 years?
2002.
Exactly. Yeah. For let you remember the last time they nominate a Sierra Leonean for be among the best players in Africa.
Yeah.
You know who was nominated?
Momo.
Mohamed Kalon in 2022.
Okay, 2022.
But now it's Momo Aikam, right? Yeah. 22, 23 years. You understand? So it shows if you do the right things, you can get results at the top. So we wish to ensure that and that is why we don't launch what we call the revamped football ecosystem and a workable calendar of our football. Again, under the leadership of President Babadi Kamara, we were able to pronounce not only the fixtures for the 2025-2026 league season for Premier League male, Premier League female, Division 1 men and women, Division 2 men, FA Cup, the youth leagues, but we also don't do the same for 2026, 2027 because we don't want to guess. We want you as a journalist, as a host, you go to bed and wake up in the morning, you know, saying on the 3rd of October, now the league season they begin for 2026, 2027. With what? The men's Super Cup. Followed by what? The women's Super Cup. We now don't change to waiting. The men's Unity Cup. Women's Unity Cup. Go on for carry your unique identity. In England, they play the Community Shield. We don't play Tradie Community Shield, we don't play Super Cup. But this new leadership under President Babadi said no. Let's not go about guessing anyhow. So that particular trophy day, whenever they call again Super Cup, when they call again Community Shield. Because in the last 4 seasons, we don't play as Super Cup, we don't play as Community Shield. We are either here or not here. But now we are here. Men's Unity Cup. So yeah, so it's very much looking promising, and we strongly believe when we monitor the processes of the talent development league, the recruitment process, the playing process, the qualification for play, you understand, it will give results at the top end.
Okay, so if I forget, Mr. Koji, quickly, so when the stadium habilitation go complete?
You know, every time I walk on the street, people don't know me, then they ask me this question.
Yeah,
But to be specific, hopefully, and this time when I say hopefully, we're positive that it will be completed next year. Now, the reason for it being completed next year is because certain issues, emerging issues, and the unforeseen circumstances, the first major things and the way happen, where they not the envisage it will happen when I know when I don't lead to the delay. One of such things was the seats. You know, the seats was an oversight during the time for the contract, and then Kamfo can realize, say, even if we get 200 million stadium, if individual seats, they will not be able to host international competitions. So again, that's the reason why the delay is there, and that bridge we're going to cross it at the end of this month. And then you go see acceleration work. They continue now for fixed seats in the stadium. We get a fully seated stadium. We go allow it for play international matches. Also, when was the last time you were at the stadium? Just for work or something. If you go there now, you go see the practicing field is completed. In fact, there's a gala going on, an interministerial gala where they go on. You know, the practicing field gets floodlights, artificial turf, and it gets one side of the practicing field when a seated pavilion. We've not been there before. If you go down to the swimming pool area, it's now completed. The hostels is almost completed. The challenge now the main bowl, and just like I say, because of the seats issue, and don't lead to the delay, and for installing seats, and then they need huge, heavy machinery for coming to the stadium and try for drum. So now the main bowl, basically, if you look at the rooms and downstairs, the offices downstairs, all around the stadium is almost completed. Now the main bowl now because of the seats. And like as I said to you, by the end of next year, the stadium would definitely be ready for use. You know, people say, why don't take so long? Why don't take so long? If you look at Wembley Stadium, you know, with the kind of money way the British government gets, or the FA in England gets, or whatever, you know, they had a timeline when they want to rebuild Wembley Stadium. Wembley Stadium had 3 years. you know, when the project started, and the project started with something like 400 and something million. Halfway down the line, 2 years down the line, they get for a visit, and then they said, no, we're not also 3 years old. This is now 5 year hook. So again, the timeline was extended to something around 5 years. So I mean, at the appeal to the people of Sierra Leone for let we patient, we are going to have a state-of-the-art stadium, no doubt about it. The one that we don't visit, decided we don't done already, then go attest to that. And I want to commend the Minister of Sports, Madam Augusta James Terma, for really pushing very hard for actualize this seats issue, because we almost came to a point in this rehabilitation when it was kind of like a deadlock. So it would have meant us seeing this fancy stadium, but we're still not able to host international matches there. And the AGS there, you know what they cost before we play with international matches them away. You know, it cost the government, it cost the FA a lot of money. You know, so again, the ministry is very serious about it. The minister is very, very serious about it. She has put her foot down. The stadium will be delivered next year.
Okay, that's not the voice of Arun Koji, the Director of Sports, not the Ministry of Sports, and also Mohamed Bao, we're not the Acting General Secretary for the Salon Football Association. Till we meet next week, me and Afudeatu Becky Woliko will bring this edition of Liberty Sports Camtona and at the Tata.